What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and I am back, and we are back for a TokuBrew podcast this week in Toku. With me, as always, for 30 weeks counting, is my lovely fiancé, Spook Master of Ceremonies at this time of year, and
I'm Stormy.
there you go.
You look like you're about to say one more thing, but then you just turned to me. I'm like, oh, is that my cue? Spookmaster Ceremonies. Like, what ceremonies am I putting on?
I don't know, we watched a Friday the 13th the other day. I don't know, just...
Is that a ceremony in your mind? Because I think we have two different things.
Oh, I thought we were in a cult. Kidding. Oh, yeah. We don't talk about that cult.
Tick, tick, tick. Redacted, tick.
But
we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
this is a packed week. But before we get started, though, we've been doing this for 30. This is the 30th episode.
Yeah,
I know it's not like a
long,
big milestone in a way.
Hey, that's like a whole month of doing this. If you think about it, one
Not
per day.
Not even. It's like 12 weeks away from being a year.
Oh, I thought you meant okay.
Well, if we're counting it by weeks.
Well, you said 30.
Either way.
I thought if if you listen to a podcast every day, that's a whole month of podcast.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's pretty. About to say.
Yeah, I guess we are getting close to a year, huh?
We are, and it's like near the end of Dawn Brothers, if not a little bit after Dawn Brothers ends. That's when we will hit a year mark, because you have to think we started at the start of Dawn Brothers.
Yeah, remember This Week in Dawn Brothers?
It was mostly Dawn Brothers and Toei striking us, but you know,
The Dawn Brothers show, of course.
You know what that also means? This show is 6 times the size of the original show. At the time of recording this, only 4 episodes are out, but I am in the process of getting episode 5 out. So that's kind of just funny to me personally, where it's like it makes sense, it's the weekly show.
Should this also be coming out near Halloween too?
No, next week. Next week should be releasing right before Halloween. Isn't that funny? Perfect. It's episode 31 or
that is pretty spooky.
There you go. And we didn't plan that. I just think that's funny.
It happened.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm about to say, list down some of your, since we're acknowledging this, list down some of your favorite moments in the comments. And what's been your favorite screenshot so far? Just describe it in the comments. Don't even try to reply or make a link to it. Just describe it.
Or if you're feeling spicy. But what about just ridiculous shit that we've said? Just what's your favorite out of context quote from us?
I have a few. But that's mostly, I can't even have any for myself because
I was asking the lovelies, not you.
The audience.
Yeah, I know that you're just well, I have all of these things. Yeah, we know.
No, I'm saying because I talk, it's called I Talk Weird, and all of you talking about my friend group and my family bring up what I say.
Adam, it's really funny. What can we say?
I'm about to say, we are 2 or 3 years out, but I'm still getting shit for Milano and Stitch. That is not a story for today.
Oh, what was the other one recently?
I know there was Leonardo,
yeah. Oh, and Donatello.
Donatello.
Leonardo. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But yeah, no. Also, we got a pretty packed week this week.
Oh my gosh.
I want to say by the end of this, it's going to be hard to choose which one was the best one this week or my favorite of this week.
I don't think that's really possible.
These are really good. So we are going to go right into Decker.
So Decker should hit the fan.
Well, it opens up really nice, and then you read the title of A Dark God Awakens, and you're just everything's going too well this early on. Decker is fighting with Terraphaser. They're being everybody loves him, you know what I mean?
Everyone's talking good stuff about him.
About all of them, both him and Terra Phaser. And you're just like, wow.
They're humanity's heroes now or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Humanity's perfect duo or something like that. And you're just like, this is going too well. And then, yeah, they pretty much are like, yeah, this is going too well. So do you want to get the cat out of the bag first?
Alright, but seriously, guys, if you haven't seen this episode yet, go watch it. This is a really good plot twist, and Adam actually did have this spoiled for him on Twitter. Thankfully, I was able to stay blind, but...
Also, Premium Bandai would have done that already.
Yeah. Just last warning, go watch the episode if you haven't, because we're basically going to drop the plot.
Honestly, I will say how we release these, we are always like somewhat of a week behind, so I feel like that's a good enough time to you have time to watch it.
Anyway, Last Chance, free on YouTube.
So yeah.
I called it.
Yeah. Yeah, the professor.
What do I win?
I told you what you win. We're not saying it on camera.
You make that sound very naughty. I want a Happy Meal. I'm gonna get a Happy Meal.
You won
Why
lunch.
didn't you just say Happy Meal? You made it...
Because I don't know, a Happy Meal sounds weird too now. When you
made it sound really dirty.
Oh, am I gonna... We're gonna have to keep this in.
Of course.
Oh my god.
I can hear the typing on the keyboard as we speak.
You know, it's like, you know how sometimes we have on this show where we're unhinged? I feel like we didn't... I feel like at first I wasn't thinking, I'm like, we're not that unhinged. Not yet. And then this happened. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm sorry if we get a little off topic, but we do have a lot to talk about. So yes, you called it the professor. We don't know what he is.
Oh my gosh, what was his name? Asake?
Akaze? Akuse?
Professor.
Akase.
Akase?
I think so.
Anyway, yeah, the guy I've been having suspicions about for like the entire time. I've been like, I don't know.
He got his cosplay out.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I should tell you. Like Stormy said, I had this spoiled for me. Mostly because we are gonna get to a certain actor later, but there was an actor, and I didn't know what he was playing yet.
But we knew he was gonna be in it.
Yeah, and it's just I knew he was gonna be in the show. And I was like, oh my god, and I read this thing and I was like, oh, is that gonna be the guy I'm thinking of? The guy I'm thinking of? I scroll down and it was him and his doofy fucking Starfleet bullshit. And like I was just like, oh shit.
It looks like a rejected Star Trek uniform.
Yeah, that's why I said Starfleet uniform. It is... It doesn't look bad, it's just really weird. But yeah, no, we find out he was just doing a weird murmuring thing. And, like, this is something I picked up immediately. And we don't know if he's an alien or what he is exactly.
We still don't know, like, the full story.
Yeah, but we do know, like, there was some weird keywords that made me think it's like, I think he might be an alien, mostly because he's, like, Kanata goes there to thank him for making Terra Phaser and being like, oh, that's really cool. He's like, yes, all my research is for my home.
Yeah, and they're like, and he's like, oh, like, we'll protect the Earth.
And it's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I will protect my home. Like,
yeah, he's like, I do all my research for my home.
Yeah, he... very specific language, like he did not mention the Earth.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's like his suspicions are on full point, and we found out why he made Terra Phaser.
And what the captain was saying also makes a lot more sense now.
Oh yeah.
Of I wonder if it's the spirits thinking that it's like an invader, basically.
Yeah, and it is
like basically white blood cells attacking a virus.
Yeah, and
he built Terra Phaser to fuck Decker up.
To kill
Decker. And they do end up, obviously, like, Honey Jiro fucking gets, like, glitched
yeah, he just glitches him out. After, Spherosaurus comes back.
Yeah.
And, like, he's just whooping their ass.
Yeah.
Like, after that. After, Honey Jiro goes down, he, like, everyone else is like, oh my god! Like, the Spherosaurus is stronger.
He plugs into it.
Well, yeah. It's kind of gross that he plugs into it himself.
Yeah, it's a little gross.
But it's like, at least his like little tracksuit has like the tube holes, so they just hook right in.
But anyway, yeah, he whoops Decker. Decker falls out, then he gets out of the robot. And they basically just start
He's
talking.
like, hey, this isn't anything personal.
He doesn't like the light inside him, is what he said.
And
like that was the problem. Like it
that,
wasn't personal. He even mentions like another Decker.
well, he doesn't. He says you're the Decker of this time.
Yeah.
Of this era, but then, much like last week on Dawn Brothers, a fucking bolt of lightning comes down.
It looked very similar to the freaking, what did I say? The Death Star ray, just fucking, zoom, like right down.
Well, yeah, and who else comes out of it but some mysterious man? That is actually how he's labeled.
Well,
we put together who. I think we can all put together who the hell this is, but he is played by Musashi. Musashi, what's his last name? Musashi Taniguchi? I might be saying that wrong.
Well, I can't see the name. So. Musashi, wasn't it?
Yeah, Musashi, I think.
It doesn't have a U in it.
Oh, you're right.
It's M-A-S-A-S-H-I.
I can't. Masashi. Okay, whatever.
And I think maybe the last name is like Taniguchi or something like that.
Either way, we can't say. We just call him.
I cannot read Japanese.
It's hard for us to
pronounce.
I'm
kind of just trying to off of the pronunciations I've picked up.
Or as we often just call him.
We call him Jin because he played Jin in Amazons.
Yeah, he also was.
He's in Go 5.
He was in Go 5. He was in, he was like Bahato or whatever his name was from Saber. He was the Phoenix guy. The best part of that show. Like,
what a great actor!
I love this actor. Like, as soon as I saw he was gonna be in something,
he is. Yes, Godzilla.
Yes, he is. He has unlocked the Holy Trinity, and I honestly wonder.
Trilogy.
The horny trilogy.
You sound like you said honey.
Oh.
Like instead of the Holy Trinity, so I was just like, it sounded like you were saying honey trilogy.
Oh.
Where's your brain at?
I don't know. But yeah, no.
We warned you going into this. Bit unhinged.
But like, okay, going back to what I said. Back a little bit when Takeshi Suno did the Zenkaiger theme, we saw an interaction between him and Takeshi Suno being like, "Oh shoot, you're doing Sentai now." Dude, get me into Ultraman, or something like that. Yeah, I think Takeshi Suno is like, "Oh, get me into Rider" or something like. I can't remember the whole interaction. If I'm remembering it wrong, I'm sorry. But they were interacting on Twitter because of him getting into Sentai, and I'm hoping just Takeshi Suno is just like, you just gotta get this guy in. Like, he legitimately went to like Subarai. Meanwhile, I will be a little upset if Jin gets the role Dino would have played, but I'm still holding out that he's gonna show up later.
I really do hope so.
I want him to. I will be upset. It's like, you can't.
So anyway, this space pimp comes beaming down from the heavens.
Like, yeah, he's like, all right, sorry, kid, this is the man's job now.
And then he fucking pulls out the Decker flash.
We're out of the kid zone and into the man zone. That's stupid. But yeah, no, yeah, he just literally is just like summons the D Flasher. Okay, let's just say who it's like. We're 90% sure this is just Decker. Like, this is Decker.
Yeah, like, and even and he like when he turns into Decker, like it's the same suit. It's not different in any way. And he's using the cards like a pro. It looks like he's
like way stronger than Kanata.
To the point where like even the people on the ground, all the teammates and stuff, are looking and just being like, "That's not him. This looks like a much more experienced fighter." And
yeah.
Obviously, like Kanata is just like.
Holy shit.
Kanata is just like having an existential fucking crisis in the corner of just what. So, I have a theory on this because we were like constantly pausing this episode and just talking throughout it, and one that I still kind of stick with was, what if this is a situation? I'm gonna use Taiga as an example because Taiga went into, I don't remember the main dude's name. I'm
Hiroyuki.
Hero. Like, when he went into Hero, he went dormant for a long time because he was lazy.
But I'm about to say, that was his full name I said. It wasn't like a last name. Like, his name was just that long.
well, I wasn't gonna be saying it over and over again.
I know, but
and then he went dormant in them, like for years, and it was only like later when he woke up, started talking.
It was 16
to him,
years, yeah.
Was able to turn into Ultraman. I'm wondering if this is an instance, and you even like kind of added your own little spice to it by adding like details of like, what if Decker went into Kanata. And you even said, like, oh, maybe he went dormant because he had to, like, maybe travel through time or just, like, a
well,
really
like, they're
long
treating
space
it,
travel
yeah.
or, like, a multiverse thing.
We'll get to that
it
in a second.
It just took a lot of energy, and they did the typical Ultraman thing of, oh,
I
saw you doing a good thing. I can see you're a good person. I'm going to save you from this sphere, and
I'll give you a life.
I'll give you life, a second chance, whatever. And he went dormant inside him, but for whatever reason, he's been able to access it and transform into Decker himself. Like,
well, I think it's because he granted him that power. That's the only, like, I think that's why. Because you question that.
Maybe it could be something different, but that's my running theory at the moment.
Because here's the other thing. I think it's, like, he's definitely time traveled. Whether it be when he was in that sphere, like, whatever he was doing to try to get to our dimension, or time, or whatever it may be, that, Decker saw Kanata. Because he obviously... Because that's the thing. Kanata recognized his voice.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, I've heard this voice before. So it's like, that's why it has to be Decker. Mm-hmm. And whether that be his name or not, but like, he was the first Decker, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, he could, and like, that's what I'm saying. We don't know where that exactly is, but I could see where it's like, oh, if he was traveling through time, he didn't have enough energy. He needed his own body to recharge and rest. Like you said, did the standard Ultraman thing of like, hey, I need to
heal.
I need to fix myself up. I see that you're dying. We can save each other's life. Mm-hmm. And like, he gave it to Kanata, and like, that's why he has the access to the powers, because he's like, well, somebody should have the powers, because they do mention that he's the Decker of the era and all of that, and like, those, like, again, keywords that they were using.
However, here's the thing, it kind of ends there.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the episode ends, so technically, like, we don't have a lot to, like, lay out, as in, like,
I can't wait to see more Jin.
This happened, but, like, there's a lot to talk about just because it was so freaking lore dense, but...
Like,
that's kind of it at the moment. Like, we need to see, like, the next episode in order to get anything. Even the previews didn't really give anything away.
Outside of, we're probably going to see more Jin, and I'm excited for that.
I love this actor. I will...
Okay, we need to talk about that fight scene for a couple minutes. Like, I don't know if he has the sword, though. That's the one thing. I don't know. We also hear...
That was granted to specifically Kanata, right? Like,
that was like, yeah. Well, it was given to Kengo, who gave it to Kanata.
Right.
I
wonder where they're going to go with this.
Okay, wait. Do you remember the name when the professor and when Jin showed up, when Decker showed up? Like, when he showed back up in the time stream? Like, and he's just like, because he was like, hey, again, he built Terraphaser to kill Decker. Mm-hmm. He's just like, hey, is this really what, I think it was like Lylel would want? I wonder if that was the future, what's her face, that we saw that gave Decker the sword.
Oh, yeah, because, like, it was, their Rayla, like, named after...
Not, oh my god, what was her name? It was Yuna and, oh my god, what was the witch? Name? The witch, like, her witch form.
Yeah, I think it was Layla, or something like that. And because, like, the flower's name, Rayla, was really close to it, I think.
Oh, I thought that... I'm gonna double...
Because, like, if you remember when he was on Mars and he got that... Like, it was her, but it was different.
Well, yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking. Is that her?
I really do. And he's like, oh, do you think this is what she really would have wanted? He's like, oh, you keep her fucking name out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he did the generic, I'm edgy kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I'm wondering if that's who that is. And it's going to be really interesting going forward. But, like, the fight was so... interesting, because it's like, you could tell this Decker was like, well, not even what he's meant for, but he's like,
I thought you were talking about the robot. My bad.
No, when okay, if we're not confirmed if he's Decker or not, but whatever.
We're gonna call the new guy Decker at the moment, and then we will call the human Kanata his name.
But yeah, so Decker it feels like somebody who knows it.
Yeah,
like in and out.
He's been Decker.
Well, like yeah,
for a while.
it's like he used 3 of the monsters all together, and they were way stronger. Because whenever Kanata would use them, they would just die almost in one hit.
And he can only really do one at a time.
And yeah, and he only did one at a time. But like you saw him also form changing like a motherfucker, and like he was like he
Constantly
like
when he's fighting, like he has a lot of pauses. Like he'll like stop, look around, see what he needs to do, and then go and do it. This one, it's almost more automatic. Like he's just constantly on the move and doing stuff.
And it's
again different fighting styles too. Like obviously he's much more cocky.
Yeah, he had this like point.
Yeah.
He was like doing
Atlanta!
like
But,
Atlanta!
I mean, it kind of seemed like it was just like the command, like you two go forward. But
well, yeah, it's also
I thought it was more of like a rock star. Like he even had like a thing where he like
did the hand.
That he where he like like kind of looks to the side and like waves his hand in like a come forth motion.
Exactly. Like he knew what he was doing, and like again, everyone was having such a hard time with the Spherosaurus.
Like, what's going on?
And he just went for it, and it was just awesome. Like I'm not saying like what Kanata did was bad. I think like everything he did, it's like he's still inexperienced.
It was refined, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this feels like somebody who knows what he's doing, and it was just really cool. Like, would you say that Yuzure, that was her name. I didn't find it. I just remember it. Yuzure.
But yeah, again, like he named the flower Rayla. So
yeah, Lila,
because like they even mentioned like, oh, what if you subconsciously like made this flower after what you kind of knew subconsciously? It makes me wonder if he also like named it after someone.
Yeah, it could be interesting to know.
Again, like we don't got a lot to work with, so we're just gonna have to like kind of wait and see on this.
Yeah,
one.
But it was a great episode.
It's really freaking good, man.
Like even if you called it though.
Also yeah, I really did. I just was just like, nope, not today. But
not today, Satan.
Yeah, like that opening fight too. I really love when you get to see like ultra fights from the ground, like where you.
Oh yeah, there was that one really cool shot with the bouncy horses.
Mm-hmm. I'm just always up for that kind of stuff, like seeing a little bit of a new perspective. I also like new scenery, but you don't get those too much anymore.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to go to Dawn Brothers?
Sure. This was a very fun episode.
Fun and not in a way that we thought. You know how last week we talked about, or somebody talked about how, man, I wonder if since Sonoy is back and being really weird and being like Taro, that the other Naotos are going to rebel and give Taro his juices so they can heal him up, like how they did Sonoy.
No.
Not even close.
Nope.
If you had to, like, how they get the juices is the fucking most weirdest bullshit ever, but it's okay. So yeah, Taro didn't die.
He was very close to death, but he didn't
die.
Yeah,
Torvald was like holding him like an animal, just like putting him under a bridge and just being like, you can't die yet.
Yeah, he like
Tails his velvet.
Tails his velvet?
I said tears his velvet.
You said tails his velvet.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he like tears his like silk like thing and like gets it in the river and puts it on his head. Murasame shows up. It's like, yeah, go defeat.
Yeah, his mom was just like,
finish him off. And he's like, okay.
Torvald's like, nope.
No! And then they like separate.
I like how Torvald's like,
brings him to Kaido, and Kaido just casually, he's just like, okay, I'll
take him to the operating room.
Surgery and put him in this operating room. That's because they're well
we will
stocked.
get back. We will get back to put a pin in that real quick. I need to talk about Torvald for a second. So, I like how like Murasame's like, why are you doing this? He's like, because I will be the one to defeat Taro once he is well.
Please heal up first.
Not a little bitch who's gonna take him out while he's fucking sleeping.
Sonoy.
Shit. And then you have what Sonoy's doing, and he's doing the Taro shtick, but a lot more violent. Yeah. Like, he made the other two Naoto fucking submit to being called his companions. Like, That was...
You will kneel and pledge your allegiance to me.
So pretty much what Oni's sister was doing early on. Remember, she did that to Senoi.
But if Taro were to have done it forcibly rather than her just doing it.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying she did it to Senoi, so I just think that's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
And since he pretty much, like, just his thought was, well, I killed Taro. You're mine now.
You're my companions.
You're my companions.
And, you know, the episode is kind of just filled with wacky hijinks of them.
And lore drops.
Yeah, and lore drops of, like, just, like, various games and stuff of, like, if the Dawn Brothers win, they'll answer a question, but if, you know, I never figured out how to say it.
What?
They're, like, kinds named Cybrarians, or...
See, that's why I just call them the Naoto. It's just easier. I can't pronounce Cybrarians. I'm sorry.
The Cyber Librarians. But anyway, they have the Naoto, and they're like, if they win, then they become their companion. You know, one by one, basically.
Well, yeah.
Like, and there was like, you catching like a peanut in their mouth.
Yeah, they were still being somewhat racist. It felt like where it's like you're still well, it's like they still see themselves above humanity.
Well, yeah.
Because they can become Hiroyutsuki and all of that. That will come back in a second.
Another one was an eating contest, and another one I believe was like playing the silent game. I think the silent game, and then it was the eating contest.
Did you mention the peanut one?
Yes.
Okay, I zoned out for a second. I couldn't, but yeah, no, it was just really weird.
It was fun.
But
I really like the interactions between all of these characters. I really feel like later in the series they'll probably gang up to try and defeat like the Bestials or something as like a common enemy thing.
And I do have a theory later.
Merge or something, but we'll have to wait and see.
But we do like they do use this as an opportunity to get information.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much like, I don't have to tell you jack shit, but we do find out that the Dawn Brothers stuff was created by the Dawn Clan. It was actually for the royal family. Mm-hmm. So...
And they also mentioned that, because they were asking about their own powers...
Yeah, apparently they have special powers.
Yeah, it's like, they will only be truly unlocked once Taro is fully awakened.
Well, yeah, then it's like they don't know what the like preliminaries and what they exactly are either. Because it's like I imagine going through the doors is part of those like powers. Like it's kind of
also the fact that they can just summon armor and have magic sunglasses and freaking special.
Can we talk about how the Sour Brother helmet got a peanut in its mouth?
Beautiful. Show that peanut monkey.
It's already probably been on the screen. If not, it is now. It's gonna be there for a little bit, so enjoy it. Look at it.
Admire it.
Screenshot it.
Yeah.
That's still one of... Sour Brother is still weirdly one of my favorites just because of his stupid hijinks.
He's so weird, like, because you think he's just gonna be, like, the sophisticated, like, quiet, smart dude. But
he's a weird...
He's also just so really weird.
He's just a weird guy who I don't know if he eats.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so
yeah, like
I think let's get back to Kaido.
Oh wait, okay. I thought we were gonna finish that stuff.
I mean, that's just kind of like
you
don't have to do like a direct play-by-play.
Well, there was one other thing I wanted to mention because they were talking about the Dawn Clan. So I'm just guessing that like
we only really got to ask one question.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like when they were talking about the Dawn Clan, so I'm wondering if it was like separated and like it was like smaller clans, I guess. So it's like they were.
I know. I thought it made it sound like they were all basically a part of the Dawn Clan at one point, and then something separated them.
Well, it sounded like maybe you're right with that, but it more sounded like, well, Taro, the last remaining Dawn Clan member, and I guess Jiro, unless there's more out there, who knows? And maybe you're right. Maybe that is what.
I don't know, that's just kind of what I interpreted.
They are, but it's like I was more hearing it where it's like it was for more of the royal people who got murdered because they murdered everyone. So it's like, oh, they're like, well, this is our last prince of our emperor. Well, somebody make sure that the guns can be sent out to somebody so they can use them. So like, what should we leave them with? Like, just put a bunch of sunglasses on. We have 500 pair of those $300 sunglasses for each color. Those are expensive sunglasses, might I
Oh
add.
my god! Again,
As
I
much
wanted
as I
them,
want
but-
some, those are expensive sunglasses. But yeah, back to Kaido and his weird surgical
Oh my god!
instruments.
It is so weird. Like, there's like a freaking like what I think is like a some sort of like glowing pen that gets merged with a freaking plastic knife, and I swear to God, I don't care what you say. I am convinced that the scissors are made out of the fucking lightsaber chopsticks that exist. It looks like they pulled like the handle off of it and like attached scissor things to them. And he had a giant plastic wrench thing at one point.
Yeah, I like
And
that
then he's
Torvote left.
He's like, okay, like, and he keeps getting like pulled away because like fucking Sonoy almost chokes on a fucking thing.
Kibidongo, yeah.
Kibidongo. And again, like they just kind of had lunch together. That was really funny. But like he keeps getting pulled away, which is really funny because he's like, I'm in the middle of surgery. Taro's literally open on my table right now.
Yeah, by the way, there was one shot where he looked like he legitimately dead.
Well, yeah, he was pretty close. And he's
Like, no, like,
oh,
I mean, like,
okay.
where his skin looked like blue.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there was one where I was like, oh my god, he is not supposed to be that color. Like, he was like purple, blue. Oh my god.
He was not okay.
Yeah. But, and it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I've done all I can. And he has like weird, like little things in the background glowing. It's really
Yeah,
funny.
he's like,
all right, it's up to him. He just needs the stamina. And then he goes over to them. And while they're in the middle of the eating contest
he started.
He just he just casually transforms into Zenkaiger, brings out a little fucking tray of glasses,
shot glasses.
uses the gun, and then uses it like a meat grinder, and then like takes all of their fucking energy,
Juices.
and puts it into the cup, goes back to Taro, shoves a funnel in his
Wait,
throat.
before we move on from that, first of all,
Oh, I'm sorry, you cut me off at he shoves a funnel in his throat?
yes, because that's a perfect place to cut off. Any juices he takes from Sonoy are fair game because those were his juices. To be fair, he needs those back.
Also, like, he could, like, see their, like,
Essence.
aura, essence.
Yeah, I like
Like,
again.
with, like, the helmet on.
Again, last
We
week.
still don't know what's up with Kaido. We don't know if this is our Kaido, if this is a bestial, or what the hell is up with him. We still don't know.
But also, might I add, you mentioned you're like, yeah, like that they didn't notice him at all while he was doing this, and it's like it's not like he was being that sneaky.
Casually.
And the other thing is, I just thought it was funny. Again, last week we were like, oh, what if they're all gonna rebel and give Taro his power, so that he could be revived to stop Sonoy because he's not meant to be alive again. No.
I realized something. Like, wasn't the whole thing about like them trying to defeat Taro and them asking Murasame to train with them and everything? Is like the only thing that could possibly kill Taro is Taro, or someone on the level of Taro. It makes me wonder if that's why they stole Taro's juices and gave it to Sonoy, so that it's like, okay, now we have someone that's on the same level as him, because we literally took him,
Which
pieces of him.
well, I think now he is more powerful because instead of all of that, what we thought would be the Naoto coming together with the Dawn brothers to fight their evil council was just Kaido being like, I'm gonna fix you up, and now it's time for the shots.
Yeah, he starts pouring all this shit down his fucking throat.
With the funnel.
With the funnel.
Like,
and
like
he
didn't
just like walks out like totally fine, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, he just walks back out
and
like.
And then when they're like, hey, weren't you dead? He's like, no, I don't have any bonds with heaven or hell. I'm immortal.
That makes me immortal. Dude.
Oh my god.
Like 50 blunts in his mouth.
Jesus.
Like, he like a phoenix. That'll come back.
Yeah, definitely.
Also.
And they also are like, oh, like you won't have to be companions if you can.
No, wait.
Not be here.
We'll treat you equally. Is pretty much.
Oh yeah. We'll treat you as equals because like once they basically all lost and they're like, okay, you're my companions now. But they're like, oh, these guys, we're better than them though because we've been here longer, right? And they're like, no, we should be equal. We stalemated you plenty of times. Like, we should be treated equal. He's like, okay.
No, but then Sonoy's like, well, you guys can become Hero Yutsuki. Like, was weirdly racist. It was like, so that's why you're lesser than us.
Tell you what, if I can do this and you're not that, then...
Then, yeah.
By the way, I'm realizing, that's a thing he can do?
Yeah. Remember, What's-Her-Face blew open the door. I didn't know that they could force them to become them.
I wonder if that's something Taro can do.
That is interesting. Yeah. That'd be interesting to see.
We haven't seen them Well, I guess I don't know, but
Well, actually, also think
no,
about
I
all
guess
the
she
times
did
he
use.
interacts
I
with
guess
people.
like the white lady did use it. Like
Yeah, but she never activated a monster. She more just like blew on them and looked into their door, and they could see the hero Yutsuki on their head.
yeah. Again, it just makes me wonder, like, who can do what and why. But the Down Brothers are just the villains.
Oh my god.
But
yeah, no.
and then they all do. Like, Saru Brother wanted some wasabi. Obviously,
Haruka,
she's just
like
like,
manga.
my manga.
Which apparently her editor-in-chief is still Sonoza.
Well, that's just kind of like what she called him.
I know, but I think it's still...
Again, I love their interactions. I love them meshing.
Yeah.
Only Inoue Brother was there. Speaking of Inoue Brother.
He stopped giving a
fuck.
fuck.
Kaji Brother is just like, mijo.
He's like, my wife. He went from simping to a little over-obsessive.
Yeah, I feel like
he's a problem.
He's turned into that twice now, basically over the same fucking reason. I'm surprised no one, because they were all just like, it's okay, buddy, we'll help you out as many times as we have to. Is no one gonna, like, be like, hey, maybe this is a bit too obsessive? Like, is no one gonna point that out?
Well, I think this is also probably setting up, at least if we're looking at the preview, he's gonna have a real hard fall.
Yeah, because we actually see Inoue Brother, like, kind of just like, oh my
creeping
gosh,
on,
she goes.
Like, creeping on Natsumi.
Yeah, maybe she goes this
Natsuho.
Natsuho. And Natsuho. But, or, Mihoni.
Yeah. I get Mahoney!
Mihoni.
Why are they both terrible?
Why is this a weirdly horny episode?
You got Miho, and Natsuha.
Natsumi.
Yeah.
Oh, Mihoni.
Yeah.
Mihoni.
Either way.
Mihoni,
but either way.
Fucking. And then, like, he goes into her work, and she kind of has, like,
gets his hair cut.
Like a face, and she, like, cuts his hair, and he's like, this is her. Like, this isn't...
He's like, I know how she cuts hair.
I guess I can give him at least props for feeling, like, kind of civil, and being like, I don't want to just go up and be like, not to me, I know, it's you, come on, I'm not crazy, He actually was like, I need to figure this out, and he did. And we do see in the preview that, like,
he at least hugs her.
Shit goes down.
Yeah, it's like he hugs her.
And you see, like, Kaji Brother, like, kind of
distraught and destroyed.
And, like, the lights are off and shit. And you see the creepy fucking smile again. So I'm just like, what the hell is up with all of this shit? Like,
maybe Saru Brother's gonna die. Not Saru Brother.
Kaji
Brother.
Why is Saru Brother gonna randomly die? Maybe it was because we saw them fucking strangling him during the fucking quiet game. Also, I made the joke of just, is that something Miho has you play a lot?
Shit.
But yeah.
Maybe Kaji Brother will actually die permanently, and like somebody's gonna have to deal with that.
Dude, freaking, I don't know who's writing this show, but like the amount of
Inoue.
The amount that they've been able.
Inoue, I don't know. I don't remember. Guy who wrote Jetman and Agito.
Anyway, they've so expertly, like, every single episode I would not suggest skipping. Every single episode has been good. There hasn't really been a bad episode. And then, also, it's like, I feel like, I don't know how they've done it, it feels like every episode is important because you get lore and you get information, and you're getting information.
And character interaction.
You're getting more and more and more every episode, but there's still so much left. It feels like there's still so much information we don't know yet, and yet it doesn't feel like we've been lacking in any episodes. It doesn't feel like
there's no
too much. Like, it's like, so good.
Well, again, talking about the writer, like, he apparently is only written, like, he's written every episode except for 26.
And I think that was
that was a recap. So,
not quite at the level of
yeah.
Who was it that it was a guy?
Riku Sanjo. No, he was Double and Kyoryuger. He did not let anyone touch Kyoryuger.
Yeah, like the joke of him just like locking himself in his room and just sliding the scripts under the door.
Yeah, I think like he wrote every episode, if I'm not wrong. Like he wrote the movie.
Like you will not touch this.
Well, until later when Korea got it, but Korea. paid a lot of money to make a new
So
Kyoryuger.
yeah, like this was just kind of like a really fun episode. A lot
Oh.
of interaction, a lot of like.
Yeah. By the way, Taro casually just being like, "Oh yeah, since
I'm
I drank
fucking
all your
immortal."
since I drank all your guys' shots, I now have a new power." And like whistles to summon a phoenix, and now he is Gold Dawn Momotaro.
By the way, that gold chrome.
That
so
is
great.
amazing. I
I'm
like
gonna get
it.
so many fingerprints on that.
As long as you don't scrape it off.
Look, man, that was an accident. Yeah, I accidentally scraped off a little bit of gold off of a gear because like there was a spot on it. I tried to wipe it off and I just took the freaking gold off for somehow.
Yeah, it's weird because the chrome's still there. It's weird.
I don't know what happened.
But either way, that was a really fun fight. But again, they were Sun Vulcan monsters. Again, I like how all three of them turned into Hiroyutsuki, like how he wanted them to, and
But when Taro walked
in, Saru brother and Oni's sister were just like, "Oh shoot, Taro," and then he gives his line about being immortal,
just casually.
Just casually. But how did you feel about how he fought as Gold Dawn Momotaro? Like he was just
it just kind of feels like Taro after he chugged a 5-hour energy.
Well, it's like I like how his lasers were going through like 3 dudes at a time.
Yeah.
It's just like holy shit.
Get out of my way. And
Yeah.
some like tissues.
Exactly. All right.
Let's get to Geets.
Geets.
So we learned a little bit more about Geets in this episode, and we also learned about something we weirdly never thought of before.
A couple things we never weirdly thought of. Also, we get to see more of Tycoon's sister. She's here.
She's around.
Which, let's just get this out of the way first, because this is a very simple part of the episode. But like, I was wondering, I never thought about it before until like the moment it started happening, of being like, oh yeah, Kai was kind of hanging out with 2 people that his sister is fascinated with to her core. And he has not mentioned that he knows them.
Mm-hmm. To be fair,
yeah, he can't tell them about the Desire Grand Prix. But, like, that moment, it just, like, he sees them in the same restaurant. Which, again, it's so funny to see Nyago, like, go to, like, the same, like, soba shop or wherever, the ramen shop. Like, just for weird reasons. She's like, oh, yeah, the reviews were good. Which I'm like, is there Yelp in this world?
Apparently. And
like, yeah.
She and Ace are eating together.
Because she wanted to talk to him, but that's for later.
Yeah, and Tycoon and his sister walk in, and she just freaks out, and they kind of like just all have dinner together.
Yeah, she's like, how do you know them? Reasons.
She doesn't. To be fair, she kind of brushes him off. It's just
she didn't care.
Yeah, I know these people. I don't fucking care. I'm talking to them. Like,
well, exactly.
And we also had a realization of there is going to be one of the days where like Nyago's just gonna hide out at their houses and
like there's gonna be a moment where she's gonna try to run away to a point where she's just gonna have to stay in Kaiwa's apartment with them.
Tom being the best of the best.
Oh my god, yeah, her one of her bodyguards dress. Okay, we'll get to that. Well, that was the opening.
Let's just say he looks very nice in a wig.
Okay, now let's go back to the opening, because there's not really much to say. It's like we have some tender moments, but we'll get to those later. But that was just a weird question I never thought about until it was happening, being like, huh, that's kind of funny. But yeah, we open up, and it's is it immediately on was it immediately on Ace, or was it on Neon? I can't remember.
Was what immediately on?
Like the opening start bit.
I think it was immediately on Ace.
Yeah.
And then it like went into either Tycoon or Nyago, because then she was like, I'm vlogging and
I think it went
streaming.
Oh wait. I think it went from, because it always opens up on Kaiwa recording on his phone.
Yeah. It was with his sister, and she made a you're a growing boy joke, because he is immediately like, and like throws his phone
like he was looking
suspicious way. Again, very horny episode. She's like, it's okay. You're
See, this is right.
Growing boy.
But like, yeah, then I think it goes to Neon,
I think
where
so.
it's like,
no, because we see him. I feel like the episode opened up on him.
remembering.
Yeah, he has like some sort of like memory. And then and then the opening, and then it goes into him, and then it goes into Nyago. I think so, but
I think you're right. So, do we want to talk about the little bit of a flashback we got to
we
Ace?
finally know something about Ace.
He was a tiny baby boy that his mom gave him a gold coin.
Yeah, we see her give him the coin, and it's like brand new, nice and shiny. And she's like, she says exactly the line that he said to Buffa of maybe it's
and
best
Tycoon and Nyago.
Maybe it's best you forgot about me.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's best that you forget about me.
And then you just see her walk off into the distance. I have my theories that is the freaking game lady.
We didn't see her face.
We didn't see her face, but like her hair is different, but it's still like about the same length, it's the same color, and also the dress seems really similar, except it's not in black and white, it's just white. But
we'll have to see.
That's all the evidence I have of it kind of looks like that.
And obviously Ace can't remember who it is.
Yeah, he doesn't really.
That's the one thing.
Later that he has like no memories of any of his family.
Of his parents. Like, yeah, because like what we were saying.
Not even just parents, his family.
Exactly. Well, to be fair, what we learned, if it's true.
I imagine it is.
Do you want to get. Okay, should we just get into that then? We're going to get on.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like, screw it.
So, Kaiwa asks him, how long have you been doing the Grand Prix? You sure do know a lot about it. He's like 81. Like AD1.
As in BC AD. This bitch has been doing this for like 2,000 years.
21 years.
Well, assuming like he hasn't aged since he started, I'm gonna say like maybe he started when he was about 20, early 20s. So that's why I say 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Because he had to, have been born and grew up.
Yeah, but he's been playing the game for 2,021 years.
That's what I was trying to say.
But like.
Why must you fight me?
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah.
So he's old.
He's old as fuck. And we also learned that, again, something we never even really thought of was, what if all of the Kamen Riders die?
Which we find out, which is game over.
And everything is erased. The entire play area.
Yeah, they're like, wherever the Jimudo or...
that's before I started playing. So
yeah, he's like, that was back when the little bitches were playing. Mm-hmm. Now me, the pro, is here.
Yeah, but like, it also just kind of, makes you wonder just a little, again, it makes you wonder more about him. Because obviously, like, he has this, like, want,
Wait, I just thought about something while we're talking about it.
What?
Because you remember how we say everything from that area is erased if there's a game over? What if he's like a surviving member of a game over spot? Like, and that's why he can't remember his mom, even if he wished for it.
Because maybe he is like a glitch in a way.
Well,
like,
he shouldn't be around, or because like she no longer exists because that was a gamed over area where it's like, so they're like, we can't. So that makes me wonder, can you not bring the people back from the dead then? But that's...
Can you not bring those memories back? Like, what are the limitations? Like, again, is that why he's pushing them? He's seeing what he can and can't do? Like,
yeah, which... It's very interesting. We don't know, but it's like, it's more...
Again, like, we've only really seen, like, his, like, petty, like, victory things. Like, oh, I want to be famous, you know what I mean? Like, we've only really seen that. So it's like...
Well, yeah.
Obviously you have things that you care about and that you want. Why are you not wishing for them? Because it kind of seems
if he hasn't tried.
Because from what I've gathered, it kind of seems like he is basically playing, and he's playing so hard and not letting anyone win because he wants to make absolute sure that the game gets beaten. Like, that is so that there isn't any more like erasings. Like, and
that could.
I mean, then there's also
which, it does show how greedy he is in this episode.
And also, he basically admits to the fact that, like, nothing in the game surprises him. He knows, like, what buckles to use on what monsters and when they will appear and what the secret achievements and stuff are. Because he's just played this game for thousands of fucking years. There is nothing new to him. Can you imagine if you played a game for thousands of years?
Well, and every
single little line of code in that game.
Well, and everyone keeps asking him, why is he doing it? And, like, they still haven't revealed his desire card.
Yeah, so it's, again, I imagine it's probably...
And, like, he literally just said, wait and see.
Yeah, like, he's just like, I want the world's best sandwich. much. Like,
Yeah, I can see it being something stupid.
also, a little side note, apparently everyone kind of got, like, oh god, they're here, you know, it's, like, kind of, like, surprised, like, when the Jamato
Because it's the final boss.
showed up, because she just kind of, like, the game lady just kind of, like, walks in, like, eating, I'm gonna say either a soft pretzel or a donut, because she's just like, oh, hey, oh, guys, oh, the thing.
Hey, dudes!
Oh, dudes.
they're showing up.
Eating my friends.
Also,
before we get too far into other things, I do also want to mention I have a little bit of a theory. You had something kind of sort of similar of, like, my guess at the moment is, like, what if the play areas and everything, like, maybe they, before Geets and he just started, you know, freaking winning games left and right, like, what if all these areas that have been erased, what if it's been going on for so long that, like, there's only a couple of spots left that aren't erased, and the rest of the world is that desert that you see that they get transported into?
yeah.
That was one, and then you
I
said
had
something similar of, like...
Well, I'm about to say, I don't know if like, that one I think is a little too broad, but this is something I could see them almost doing.
Like, what if it's only, like, a couple parts of Japan left?
Well, yeah,
That's it.
well, that would be sad. But I said, oh, what
That's
if...
why let's Tycoon have world peace, because there's only, like, a scrap of the planet
We'll get to
left.
that in a second. Put a pin in that.
Well, say your thing, because
But,
I
like...
have a criticism of it.
Oh, what? I'm just saying, like, what if one of the play areas was, like, Atlantis? And, like, that's why it's like we remember Atlantis, but we can't find Atlantis?
I mean, I kind of argued, like, oh, if it gets erased, I imagine the memories also get erased, since that's a pretty common thing, so we wouldn't even remember it.
But the only reason I'd say we would remember is because somebody who wasn't from Atlantis had writings about Atlantis in Plato. Mm-hmm. But, like, and that's the only proof we have of Atlantis. So it's like, I'm saying... It's possible, but and maybe all our lost cities are Desire Grand Prix losing areas.
I only say, like, I don't think that would be it's a good idea, and I wouldn't be shocked if that was a case, but I almost say, like, oh, what if, like, basically everything other than Japan is a desert, because that seems more relevant. Like, we see a desert in the show, like, we haven't heard the relevancy of it quite yet, but Atlantis feels like it would kind of come out of nowhere, because that hasn't even been a discussion in the show. Like, they haven't, like, alluded to it. They haven't, like...
Yeah, I'm not even saying it would...
We haven't seen visuals of it. It's not, like, in the intro or anything. Like, that would be, like, really out of left field.
Well, I think that would just be, like, an offhand thing. I don't think it would ever be something big, but I'm saying, like...
Again, I'm going big or go home. I'm saying the whole planet's a desert, so...
Okay. I'm like, I do think that would be interesting. It's like, I don't know.
Kind of a cruel irony, you know?
Yeah. And it's also, this episode also showed how much of a fucking dick Ace can be. Because again, he just kept saying, he's like, well, victory goes to the winner. Like, even everyone's like, oh, is this really worth fighting for? He's like, we're saving the world. We should get any reward we want. It's like,
noble enough.
Well, yeah. And yeah, Buffa didn't really do a lot this episode outside of being like, I'm gonna kick the can, motherfucker.
Go too. They didn't really do much.
Yeah, outside of reacting to Tycoon.
In the games, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, the personal relationships and, like, talking and people, yeah, she was involved. But Buffa was basically just like, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. Buffa was just like, ooh, sucks to be you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So yeah, we have the dinner, and you can see... Now this is where the dinner scene happens. Also, now that we talked about the whole thing about Ace and his family, yeah, he was really triggered about, like, the nice feelings between him and his sister.
Yeah, and them talking about how both of their parents died in a tragic accident, which I assume will be absolutely unrelated in the future.
Definitely is unrelated.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And it's just one of those things where it's like there's still so much mystery. But we also now see the cactus monster, which looks like a horse. And it was a little boy. He's a little boy.
And it's a kick the can.
Yeah, and this is our final boss.
And it eats the life force of people.
Oh yeah, fun fact. The last time this game was played was or not the last time it was played, but
last time it showed
like
up.
The last game over was due to this game.
Mm-hmm.
And
you see a line of bodies.
Yeah, it's literally a bunch of bodies, which I'm realizing they still had the regular Desire drivers.
Did they?
Yeah.
I guess they also had, like, the same clothes, too. So I wonder if
Wow,
this
they
kinda
haven't
goes
changed
into,
style.
Like, I wonder if this kind of goes into, like, the time loop thing.
And or it's a simulation. Who knows?
Again, like, this show also, like, the thing that I said about Dawn Brothers of giving us just enough to where we're, like, entertained, but not giving us too much, but not giving us too little.
But yeah.
Geats is also doing that.
Geats is doing that by also having a bunch of other mysteries.
This is so good.
Which, again, we also don't know if Ace is bluffing about being 2,000 plus years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't know. It's like, it could come out later because, like he says to his name, never trust a fox.
Yeah, and we do, like, when we get to, like, the final boss, like, it takes a couple rounds because when they first kick it.
Obviously, Tycoon gets the boost buckle.
He finally fucking uses it.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, we're talking about it right now.
Well, not about the first kick the can, where he's like, he's a tiny boy, and he's just like, he's drinking his Red Bull, and then he's like, ooh, now I'm a big boy.
Yeah, and then the second time, Tycoon actually does get to use the boost buckle for once, and he gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, it's like, it looks like he's gonna win.
Yeah, it looks like it at first. And then Geats is just like, okay, and then... He jumps in and he saves him, but it turns out that was actually a hidden achievement.
He was a plant. It was...
And then he opens it up and it's the ninja buckle. By the way, we got some stuff earlier about his sister, like, kind of going through some old stuff. She's
yeah,
like
his
old
old
school.
school...
Wanted to save the world as a ninja, as an awesome adult. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, he's like, maybe you're supposed to be a ninja, where I'm like, Yeah. Yeah, and then the ninja buckle, and he's like, and like, I like how Ace immediately is just like, oh yeah, this is what you need to beat the thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, bitch.
And then, like, and oh my gosh, he's like actually mad.
Like, yeah, it's like,
Tycoon is like actually.
He's fed up. He's just like, again, he even says, he's like, fooled you twice. That's on you.
And he does the little fucking fox, like.
Yeah, it's like, I love the mannerisms.
And then he's just like, I will never trust
you. Well, yeah, he's like, yeah.
And Buffa, I just imagine him in the background like, it took you long enough
to figure
it out.
He's
like,
an
asshole.
Meanwhile, I still hope he still just hangs around him. He's just like, chick, please. Where he's like, he's not enough of a dick to be like, hey, stop hanging around me. But he's not, but he's like, I'm not going to listen to anything you say. He's like, I can give you the winning lottery ticket numbers. He's like, I'm not going to believe you, but I really could.
But, yeah, and...
Yeah, he's just pissed.
He just takes it, but, like, he doesn't get it out of the play area.
Yeah, like, that's like, the catch, I guess.
He has to hit it out of, like, the little dome thing.
Exactly. So it's like, that was the thing, the monster caught it, and then it was just like, I'm out of here.
I think...
And, like, we didn't even see how it ends, so we're gonna really see the end of this Grand Prix.
In the preview, we do see that, like, Tycoon does get Ninja, but... Which doesn't surprise me because...
It's his.
It's his, and, you know, we've seen it in promotions, we've seen it on toys and stuff. And
except for his ID core.
R.I.P.
We'll get... that's for the actual videos time.
Make sure to subscribe whenever that comes out. But, oh my gosh, like... And then, he passes out. I don't know if they'll have him win, though. I'm wondering, like, if...
Yeah, we don't know.
Gates will pull some sort of fast one, but...
Yeah, and then he gets the world's biggest sandwich.
No, the world's tastiest sandwich.
Oh yeah, then the world's most comfortable pair of underwear. And or if you're in Japan...
World's best ice cream.
And or if you're in Japan, Bulma's panties.
At least they're straightforward about it.
Well, I like how in America in Dragon Ball we dubbed it over as the world's most comfortable pair of underwear, and it's these pink frilly underwear, and you're just
hey, why are you to judge? If
I'm
the
not
most comfortable pair of underwear is the most comfortable pair of underwear. You know.
You're not wrong, but then you.
What if you were to put on these puffy pink frilly bow little undies? And it just cups the balls just right, you know?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think it may be a little late and we should go to bed. I think we're starting to get a little crazy.
But yeah, no. Good episode.
Great episode.
I'm excited for next week.
Big shocker. 3 great shows. Put out 3 great episodes.
Can you even pick a favorite? That's hard.
Maybe Decker?
Really?
I mean, like, it was just, like, I have this thing of, like, yeah, the show can be really good, but, like, sometimes I can feel a little drained at the end of it if it makes it feel like I have been watching this for 30 minutes, or it's like, wow, this was really good, but I feel like I've been here for an hour. with Decker, it's just I feel like I zipped straight through it. You know, it's just one of those.
I feel like that was all these episodes,
also,
though.
Jin was in it. He's one of my favorite actors. You know, like in Toku, we just
Yeah.
love him.
I might give it the Dawn Brothers for
Dawn Brothers
making.
is so good because I loved the character interactions. It was really fucking funny. I can't pick one. Never mind. I can't.
I laughed super hard in Dawn Brothers.
You laughed really hard. What was it at? I don't even remember.
There was just a couple things in Dawn Brothers where it's just. Oh my god, what was the exact joke? I can't even remember. I remember him doing the juices, I lost it at that.
That was funny. What was it? I'm trying to remember.
And, just...
Was it when...
Oh yeah, the peanut thing. And the ape mouth. And you're just like, is he really? And then he used it as an actual mouth. That made me laugh.
No, what was
But the other one was, when Neon's bodyguard... That is played by Tom Constantine.
That's what it was, yeah.
Where,
when he was in a wig.
Yeah, and it's just it went from being like, oh my god, help me. He's just like, my lady. And he's just like, oh my god. It's just nailed it.
I mean, I imagine it's a long shot, but Damon, if you're listening, hi. You did a great job. You look great in a wig.
Nailed it, Tom. Nailed it. But yeah.
The dress looked very flattering on you. It's good color.
I like how he fell for the, hey, your skirt's ripped. Yeah. It was hilarious. I'm realizing, did they get eaten?
I don't think so. They were outside of the play area.
No, they were in the play area.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I hope he's alive.
I'm an expert. I hope so. Tom, no!
Well, he'll be back by the end of the game. It's fine.
Those bodyguards
it's probably
fine.
fine.
Some of the funniest shit in this show.
Yeah.
Even it's comedic relief, but in the best possible way.
Wait,
usually that's almost an insult, but it's oh, yeah, they're here. We know we'll have a good time.
Well, okay, wait. Here's a couple things I'm now realizing for Geets. One, I don't think it would be, but, I don't know. I was going to make some connection about the Ace's mom being connected to a different thing, but I'm like, I don't think that would work. But either way, how would we feel instead of if she's not the game lady, she just comes back as an evil rider or something, and we get our first evil mom?
I mean, that would be cool, but I don't know if that would work. With how it feels like they've been setting things up.
You never know.
Again, that would be awesome, and I would love that. Please. Because we've had the era of evil dads, give us the era of evil moms.
And we've also been having the seasons of good dads.
Now give me evil moms! Want to see it! Want to cosplay it.
Okay, there's a few evil moms out there we know, but we don't see them often.
I was about to say,
technically Bandora from Jew Ranger, Bandora, who what Rita was in Jew Ranger, she was technically a mom. The dinosaurs killed her son.
That's a shame.
That's a true story. Spoiler alerts for Jew Ranger.
Anything else?
I don't know. It's just it was a really good episode.
I feel like shit's really gonna again, a lot of thick plot stuff has been happening in these episodes. I feel like
Decker only has 2 more months left to live.
I know, but I feel with specifically Decker and Dawn Brothers, this was kind of the setup for a really good payoff. I feel like a lot of the shit's gonna go down in next episode.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Well, I guess also freaking Geets, because that's the final boss. That's the last round.
Well, yeah,
final boss.
which is funny. We're
we're
at the end of this Grand Prix by episode 7, which is weird.
I
like it. I don't mind it. We talked about early on what if we're gonna see other Grand Prix, which now we know we are.
I'm really happy about it.
But
dude, when I, oh my gosh, we're gonna be talking for so long next episode, because we have Decker, finding out what's going on, with the other Decker, basically. We have the Dawn Bros, Taro's back and alive, and, we're gonna have all the shit with Kaji brother, and Inoue brother, and Miho / Natsumi, and then freaking Geets, we're gonna be having the final boss and the ending of the first, technically second, but, the one that we're interacting.
Yeah.
The end of the pre. Holy shit, we're gonna have so much shit to talk about.
Yeah, and
oh my god.
I do agree with that, but I'm also... We're entering the end game of Dawn Brothers right now, which I'm realizing
the last, third, I'd say, at least.
There's at least
quarter.
15-ish episodes
last
left.
quarter or so.
So yeah, maybe.
And Decker is probably kind of like in like the everything's gonna start happening now. You know?
But by the way, there might be a week we might not. If there's no shows that week, if Ultraman's still there, I guess we'll come back. But it's sometime in November. I don't remember the exact dates, but there are no Dawn Brothers and Geets episodes.
Yeah,
we are gonna get that.
Yeah, they do like close for like I think a sports thing, right?
I guess I don't remember the exact reasoning this year.
It was like tennis or something.
It's always like golf, tennis. I don't fucking know.
Oh, and by the way, going off of like, we're going to the end of these, and Geets is just getting started.
Doo-doo-doo!
We'll give you the whole soup, but you only need the edge.
I'm gonna miss Dawn Brothers.
Oh, it's gonna feel weird when Dawn Brothers is over. We're gonna be like, what do we watch? Like, what do we do?
You sit down, you're depressed for the day.
Yeah, just like an empty void in your heart. I felt fucking depressed when Zenkaiger ended, and...
Yeah, but you were very hesitant.
I was hesitant about Dawn Brothers, and I missed out on the fucking plushies because of my bitterness, and I'm so mad about it. But, yeah, I'm not...
You're not bitter? What are you
saying? I'm not even gonna joke. I'm absolutely still bitter. I still want them. But, yeah, like, just... How do you follow up this, man? How do you follow any of this shit up?
It's a good year.
This is a great year for Toku.
It's been a while since...
Us fans are feasting. We are feasting.
I'm about to say, I feel like Kamen Rider fans have something that's pretty good. Ultraman fans got something pretty good. Sentai has just been knocking it out of the park. I think
we have the Shin Ultraman movie coming out.
We got Shin Ultraman coming out. We got Shin Kamen Rider coming out.
Yeah.
We got a lot.
I don't think there's a whole lot going
on. Black Sun's coming out soon.
I don't think we have a whole lot going on in the Godzilla stuff, though.
I don't...
As far as I know.
No. The last thing I'm aware of Godzilla has been doing, outside of Singularity Point, but I'm talking like movie-wise, I think it was Godzilla vs. Kong. I think it was the last one. Oh. I think the last thing we got was really an anime. That's Godzilla's latest, which I still need to watch.
Yeah, dude, eating good tonight.
Oh yeah, and we have Futo PI.
Oh yeah.
So it's a good all around.
Any of those who are joining the Toku community simply because they started watching this anime, we would like to have nice discussions with you.
I haven't watched the anime. I've watched the series that was the...
We don't want to pay for
I don't want to pay for Crunchyroll. Once it's all out, then I'll pay for Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Cancel it, and or get a free trial and cancel it before my free trial's up. And then watch it all.
Dude, I'm gonna have to binge a lot of anime while we have it then. Just to be like, finally.
You're never gonna be able to binge One Piece in that amount of time.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to binge One Piece even if I started now until the day I died, so...
Hey, at least in my
stretchy pirates. It's a lot of stretchy pirates. Too much for me.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. What was your guys' favorite episode down in the comments?
Do you guys have any theories about what's going to be happening next? Obviously, we've thrown a couple out there. Do you want to add on to it, or do you have something completely different? This is just.
Do you think we sound? Do you think we're crazy? Do you think we're on something? The answer is, I'm not going to tell you.
Slightly horny, apparently.
But going by this episode, apparently, I don't know where that came from. I'm realizing, whatever. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
My goodness, lots of stuff, lots of good stuff.
Thank you so much for listening.
And
any final words?
I guess I'll just see when all the shit goes down in the next episode, huh?
So until next week or whatever else we do.
Stay spooky.
Bye.